All right, good morning. I was thinking to title this something like how to take care of your head like a level 1000 psychopath or like a ninja master or something of the sort. But this is how I take care of my head. I've seen many other methods which are about taking care of someone else's head, which I think is difficult. How the hell are you going to know what that person is feeling? It's a nice idea to like give someone else a massage, but if you give yourself a massage, you feel it, you do it, no one else is liable but you for your own fuck ups. And I think it's pretty unlikely that you're going to keep doing something that is painful to you. And if you learn how to do it well every day or every whenever you actually remember to do this, then you can feel better and fuck off doctors, right? Fuck the medical establishment. Put the power back in your own hands. Amen. Okay, with my diatribe out of the way, I will begin. And you're the normal, I'm not a medical professional. I am better. Okay, so I don't know, you probably already know there's a lot of different skull plates which could be injured throughout your life. So it helps to have a little bit of hair because you can get some grip and pull the cranial plates away. So that's what I'm going to pull them a little up, give a shake. And yes, if you go in too intense with this, then you'll feel, separation of the plates. However, separation of the plates to some degree can encourage healthy growth of your cranium, and um, it is possible to encourage your brain to grow larger, to have a larger brain case through massaging yourself, as seen by evidence of skulls from the Incans or Mayans or whatever, those people down there who really knew a hell of a lot about um, brain, just how the skull works. They were like skull masters, and the knowledge has been somewhat lost. Um, so, like, in the back of the neck is super crucial because that's where it drains down. So, think like a highway where no one's going to get anywhere until you get things down out of the way. So, get your shoulders loosened up. If you've been doing a lot of manual labor, then your shoulders will be tight. That can clog things up with your lymph system and cause tension in your neck and all the way up to your top of your head, even though maybe nothing happened to your head. But if the pathways out of the skull are constricted, you'll build up pressure. So yeah, up and down the neck, work your lymph system. It's best to do this when you're pretty well hydrated. Make sure to have some warm tea or something. And maybe do a little bit of just like loosening up beforehand and afterhand and throughout. Okay, fuck it. Take your shirt off. Clothes can get in the way. I'm still wearing pants. You'll have to believe me. So, right here, too, where your muscles are tense, work it out. Work it out. And you could also pound it out. Think of a gorilla. Tenderize your muscles a little. So you don't want to slam into your joints so much because it kind of hurts. But the big muscle areas helps to work things out. Cross your arms over, stretch, and then stretch back. A lot of times if you stretch one way, Also remember to stretch the other way, balance things out. No need to overdo it, but doing it yourself, like I said, you can feel your own limits and, don't exceed them. But, over time, you build up just like your strength. You build up. So, should I get back of the neck? I think it helps to use both hands at once to kind of try to stay symmetrical, and it's just easier to concentrate on both your hands doing the same thing. Don't be doing a rub your belly, tap the top of your head type thing. Just do totally symmetrical because you want your resulting body to be symmetrical. So you're balanced and keep that line of symmetry. If you got smashed pretty hard, then you could potentially lose some of that symmetry. And depending on what's happened to you in life, or even just if you have a couch with the TV in one place and your head's always one way, always getting smushed this way, your head will start to smush over time. You will become, yeah, it's weird, but it's true. And especially the jaw. The beautiful jawline is not genetic. It is to some degree, a jawline is genetic, but to some degree, it's you take hits and you pull things back out into position. I think beard is really helpful for that. You can really give it a little bit of yank, not too crazy, but you'll feel it that so yeah, I feel better. Okay. This, like the martial arts move, but it's also for a reason. You feel the stability. So when you're doing these loosening things, and sometimes do something to pull it back together. Loosen and then preserve the structure. Like something, you make up your own words if you like. For me personally, I have a lot of issues at the top of my head here. So I like to take my fingers, two sides, and work along this central joining of the skull plates. I've taken a lot of blows to the top of the head. And I guess I've paid for it, but you can work it out. So there's the part along top, and you feel along here kind of. There's another joiner for the front plates here and the back plates. And also, and massage that out. Along the edge. And you will feel such release. Now the front of the face is really important. All your sinuses, so easy to get clogged up. And a huge part of your immune system is your air comes in through here. Like people with pollen, that is your immune system getting dosed with some of that external stuff in the air, which like could even be like poop particles. If you smell a fart, there are little pieces of shit going into your nose. So don't smell things that smell bad too deeply. Like in chemistry, waft. Just do a little waft. If it smells like shit, don't. Because you'll get some fucking weird disease up in your head. All right. So, yeah. And, dogs have these giant noses so that they can inhale deeply. And by the time it gets back to inside of their body, everything's been pretty well filtered out. And in cold weather, it warms the air. And I don't know, I think that's part of why the more from the north you are, the bigger your nose is likely to be. Um, it's just an evolutionarily thing, but everybody has under their cheeks, nasal areas, the sinus areas, I mean, and there's a bone right here on your cheek, and that especially, this stuff, it's shielded underneath. Sometimes it really tightens up. Or you can massage that out, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear inside my head a little bit of cracking. Oh, just right. Yeah, that feels better. So here, especially going down, work with gravity when you can. You drain it down, and now we already did the jaw. We already did the neck. It has somewhere to go. And then once it goes down, you want to redo those areas to encourage it to finish its journey, if possible. So yeah, we're here too. The cheeks, this whole area, and really this is like, you don't have to do the same shit every time. Like, feel around quick, and when you feel some tightness, then work on it a little harder. Just do what feels right. Don't, yeah, try to let the force guide you, or I don't know. I don't know. I hope you have, more than just me to rely on. But if you don't, here I am. And then, so when things are, most of it's feeling pretty good or whatever, so I move on to my next part is strengthening your skull. Like the monks who would, smash a concrete block down on their head and cleave it in two and just like or something, something. But well, with most of your things, that when you do effort, don't hold your breath. You're gonna have your systolic, diastolic, whatever blood pressure is gonna, go through the roof, and you might like pop your, groin out, get a hernia. So when you do something, remember to, you just say like whatever cool thing you want, like hiya, but like more just, that's gonna warn everybody when you're, doing your cool karate chop and people look at you weird. So just that's pretty effective. And by pursing your lips, there is a difference in pressure between what's in your lungs and the outside. Like. And it will help you become the spirit of the air, the wind. That there honestly is continuity between your body and the air around you. You are not two separate entities completely. There's an interface. There's a back and forth, like the tides of a river going out to the ocean. That like goes out, it comes back in. You breathe out air, but some of that air comes right back into you. And especially in your sinuses, and how it warms things up and keeps it humid, and while still allowing you to get oxygen. So like when it's very cold outside, I breathe a little bit through my mouth, a little bit through my nose, because that air is cold and it's dry. And if it's cold enough, it will freeze up inside of your nose and cause you'll have damage, ice damage in your nose. If you breathe in too fast through your mouth while you're like trying to do a run in like sub-zero temperatures, down inside of your lungs could freeze up, and that is also quite unpleasant and bad for you. And it's, so I mean, to avoid that, all you could wear a scarf, for some is recommended for some people, but just take shallow breaths through your nose and through your mouth. Let that air mix within your body so that you're, because in the winter, the plus side is that oxygen is denser. That air colder, it gets colder. So cars burn, engines a lot of time will run. Once they're up to temperature and running well, they like that nice dense air, as opposed to when you go up to the top of a mountain in the middle of summer, things are, the air is very low density and you have to breathe a lot to get the same amount of oxygen to your body. So just more of the science to kind of consider, and like how to optimize your body to be more badass or just not die. There's really, number one goal is just become more invincible to death. Just we're not going to die today, and we're going to get stronger every day, and shit like that. So then I move on to the more controversial perhaps subject, but I think is critical, and this is the shit that I don't see a ton of people say. I don't know. There's a crossover between therapeutic and like just smash your head into shit until it gets strong. Like there's like you gotta try to find your balance. Like the dudes who smash their head through rocks didn't start with that, obviously. Like yeah, and the people who are like put the lightest pressure because of liability reasons. Every once in a while, they probably give it a little extra to work through some, built up scar tissues or inflammation or whatever it might be. And definitely regarding all this, like a proper foundation is you got to eat right. But if you don't eat right, at least exercise right. Don't do drugs and alcohol. But if you do drugs and alcohol, eat right and exercise right. Like if you can't get 3 out of 3, try for 2 out of 3. If you can't get 1 out of 3, just do what you can every day, just try to keep getting better, just you're already pretty good, but when you feel the energy and you feel the ability to just try to make forward progress, then make sure that it's a healthy forward progress. Moving forward. Sometimes there's the progress track, the progress trap, the trap of progress, that you perceive progress and you're motivated and you're like, yes, this is good. I made a thing. I'm good. I feel good. It does feel good to make progress. But sometimes you need to look at what are the alternate types of progress you could be making, and perhaps, just two extreme paths you could illustrate is, doping up, doing steroids and, pumping your body full of creatine and etc. That like, yes, you will make progress. Is it sustainable? Yeah, probably not. And so you're going to bulk up, you get muscles, and your connective tissues aren't developing at the same rate, and you rip something, is what I feel like happens pretty often. Or on the other route is you're like, whatever. I feel like you get the message. I don't need to continue this analogy. You just like, try to move forward on all fronts. Incrementally, just, I don't know, all this shit probably belongs in another video. So I'm going to move on to what I was going to say is, so like using your knuckles to rap against your skull. And this helps you really feel the bones underneath your soft tissue. It also helps send vibrations down into your brain. You can't directly massage your brain because your cranium's in the way. Thank God, it protects you from shit. But sometimes your brain down below, it doesn't get much action until you like really accidentally hit your head on something, and then bam, it's your brain, concussions, or contusion or whatever the fuck, that like that your your brain does get hit, does get hit by shit, and then it also your brain. A lot of people don't realize that you're behind your liver. Your brain is your biggest poison filter. Your brain does an amazing job of filtering out poisons and just all sorts of other crap. But opposed to the liver, it doesn't drain quite as directly into your gut. You have a neck, which is, it's a bottleneck, which is the human neck, and your everything from your cranium, it has to come down through these little, this area, which, again, like if you're making progress, that you're getting stronger, your muscles, you've been doing stuff, which is great, that you're going to have more pinching or just, it's just tighter for your nervous system and your lymph system, as well as your circulatory system, blood vessels going in, blood going out, and it all has to coexist beautifully within your neck. So, as Busta Rhymes would say, protect the neck. Just yesterday, or 2 days ago, I went to push some manure. I overloaded it because I was like, each scoop you put into a thing is doable, and then eventually you get a wheelbarrow full of shit that you can't even move because, anyways, it's slippery and like slam. You probably can't see it, and it's healed up pretty well. But anyways, I caught myself accidentally, right here on the edge of the wheelbarrow when I fell. Which, like in a martial arts movie, that's like, he got taken out, which, like, I did feel kind of taken out immediately after that. But, a stronger neck will help you in so many ways. When it comes time, when there's forces to your head or directly to your neck, that you have a stronger neck, if there's more muscles to cushion you, because you don't really build up much fat, but that you have all those muscles in there and strengthen the connective bones and everything, like, I think you get my message. So for strengthening that, so like blows to the head. So practice for the shit that might be coming for you. Give it in a lower dose so that your body can react to it, build up strength, and when something you don't intend to come hit you, hopefully, when it that you don't snap your neck, you just get pushed back, and then you pop back, and you're not taken down. So blows to the forehead, simple. And all of these are also strengthening your arms. So I think crucially, you strengthen your arms while you strengthen your head. So punching yourself in the head, not recommended by your average doctor probably, but like blows. And also, when you punch with the fist, it's generally kind of stupid. You're going to hurt your knuckles. And you're going to do the type of damage that you long-term would regret doing to somebody. You don't really want to, like fuck up somebody's eyeball permanently. You'll feel bad about that later. If somebody's a drunk meth, he's, wild on the, I don't know, whatever's, that like, they got a knife or whatever the reason that you actually do need to, snap somebody out of it, that, an open palm is far more useful. Muay Thai style, you can always go for a grab quite easily. So tiger palm. So tiger palm. If you want to strengthen your knuckles, I mean, that's always good too. Because sometimes tiger palm, ends up, the claws, or, I don't know, something, that not this, pinky, I don't know, it's just like, okay, but, if you do want to strengthen them, but okay, for here, just tapping it out, like that tiny little hammer the doctor would have to test your reflexes, just real loosen Not with a lot of force, but just gorilla, gorilla. Get stronger gorilla. Do on the back a little. Because there's certain places you can't really massage it directly, that by sending vibrations through your skull, that like seismic activity, that then indirectly you are working shit out a little bit. And then I guess for the next step, I'm going to have to find a little better place, but it's where you just basically you take a wooden board or the wall and you just smash your head into it. Most of the times you don't need to be doing this, but when you really have something like built up, for me personally, built up tissue that's really hard and you really want to like work it out, and build yourself up to something, that you just take the wall, and you move around it. And a nice flat wall is that if you have raised bumps that need to be broken up, calcified deposits kind of, that need to be broken up, you break it up that way. Some people just like you take a dowel, they say, but I think that works better for your legs, I think. Really just a flat wall. It goes back to Baloo the bear, find a good tree. For your back, just slam your back against the wall, work your way up to, don't kill yourself, of course, but that. But it helps really loosen shit up back there. Alright. And then I think it's important. Okay, and then I just remember to do your arm circles and, windmills, basically, that. Now it's important because your chest, your heart is right here. So when you power up your arms like this, get your chest, that all this shit is like you're firing yourself up. And then you might look crazy if you do this, but when you're ripped and they're fucking weak and you feel healthy and they're being bitches, and yeah, fuck the establishment, basically. Do what feels right, and if this doesn't feel right for you, don't do it, but this works for me. You gotta choose some stronger walls in this one, though. My mom's gonna be real pissed if I put some holes in the wall, but that's the thing, is that over time you will build up the ability to, Iron Skull, that Iron Dome, that, Chrome Dome. You can plow your way through your obstacles, take things on head first. Your third fist, you got two hands and you move forward with the locus of your energy, the forehead, the centaur of your body. So I've gone on for almost half an hour here, it looks like, and I will spare you from further. I don't know. You spent enough time with me, I guess, and I really wish you all the best. You can work out the back of your shoulders a similar way. You take a stick. Okay, here's where the stick is useful. You can smack yourself in the back with a stick to kind of pound things out. You get the scratching stick and like a rolling pin kind of thing, but you can really loosen shit up and feel a lot better about be well, be strong. Don't let them get you down. I don't know, whoever they are is usually, your own psyche gets you down. But that eat healthy, and live healthy, and your ability to think straight and continue to build your virtuous cycle increases. And then every once in a while, you just have to say sobriety's overrated, and, can't be 100%, 500% of the time or whatever. So don't be too hard on yourself. Man, I guess that concludes it. I feel pretty fired up and ready for shit. I guess maybe next video I'll do his legs. So I'm gonna pause it, and then if you want to learn more, I'm gonna change camera angle and show you core and legs.